My depressed wife has drained me mentally. I have been married to my 30M wife, 28F, for 5 years, we've been together for 8. We've had our ups and our downs, the same as any couple, really. She's always struggled with depression, but the past 2 years have been just awful. I've always tried to take care of her and help her out when she was feeling down, and I have no problem doing that, but I have done it for almost a decade and it's not gotten any better. In fact, it's gotten worse. She flunked out of college because her depression was so bad she couldn't attend class. Lost her job after that, too. I felt terrible for her and I did my best to be there for her in any way she needed. She has since gotten more jobs, but they never last long. I think the longest job she held was a month. Every time, after a few days or weeks, she gets to where she just can't go anymore due to her depression and anxiety. The same thing happened with college. She signed up and paid for another semester, attended one class and dropped out. The worst period was during the entire month of March where she was unable to bathe herself. Every single day I had to pull her out of the bed and march her to the bathroom, help her in the tub and turn on the water, lather her and wash her body and hair, help her out and towel her off, all while she was crying her eyes out. Then I would bring her back to bed and lay with her until she cried herself to sleep. Every day. She would bawl her eyes out every single day, and every single day I would be there to hold her and to sit with her. Sometimes she would scream and yell at the top of her lungs, hit herself or cut herself to the point I would have to physically restrain her while she screamed in my ear, then hold her afterwards while she cried. My personal relationships with others were also affected. When I would go to hang out with my friends, maybe an hour would go by before she would blow up my phone begging me to come home, that she couldn't cope without me there. So I've stopped hanging out with my friends. The silver lining, I thought, was that I could play with them online, but my wife couldn't handle me leaving her in a room by herself, so playing games with my friends is a rarity now too. I've been to my mom's house maybe 3 or 4 times this year because I can't leave her at home alone anymore. I work a full-time job, pay every single one of our bills, pay for her car, her phone, pay for her to go to therapy that she quits because the therapist doesn't get her, and pay for her medication while also spending what feels like 100% of my free time comforting her, and honestly I'm just so drained. Whenever she felt bad or upset my heart would break in two for her and I would wish there was a way to make her feel better. Now, when I hold her while she cries for the xth time that week, I feel nothing. When I'm playing whatever game on my PC and she comes into the room begging me to hold her, I roll my eyes before getting up. I don't want to feel like this, it makes me feel like a complete a-hole. I just can't muster the energy anymore, but I'll still do it. I know this is going to sound petty of me after describing my wife's depression, but our sex life is non-existent. I don't even try to initiate anymore because if she doesn't want to have sex, which is always, she'll cry because she feels bad for telling me no. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times we've had sex this year, and the most recent time was just because it was my birthday. Paradoxically, she loves to lift up her shirt and show me her breast, or pull her pants down and shake her bottom at me, but if I even think about approaching her she'll put her clothes back on with a smile and tell me she's not in the mood, which is maddening, and I've told her not to do stuff like that if she doesn't want to have sex, but she doesn't listen. Really, I just feel lonely, more like a crutch for her than an equal partner. She gets me to comfort and hold her when she doesn't feel well, but she doesn't want to do anything physical that I want to do. I'm a comfort animal that also pays her bills. She's always apologized to me for her outbursts and for me having to take care of her, and I know she means it when she tells me that. I know depression is a witch as I've dealt with it myself, not nearly as bad as her to be clear. I feel like I'm on autopilot most of the time now. Sometimes I prefer being at work because then I don't have to look after anyone, or getting up early while she's asleep so I can have time to myself, and that makes me feel really bad. Sorry for the ramble, I've been bottling this up for a long time.